But have you factored in every cost at this point,
No.
or there's still more to go?
Yeah, there's more.
So it could be potentially a lot more then. You've done more research in the past
Yes.
weeks, and you're starting to realise what things are going to cost more than you thought.
I think in my head I already knew that it was going to be over what I thought originally we would spend, and it's not until you put things down on a piece of paper. I've actually got now a full organised wedding budget, so I can put all the pricing and everything like that. So I have budgeted what I think most things will cost. I think I've gone overboard on some things, but I do know that some things may be more. So currently I'm sitting about $5,000 over the budget. So
Okay.
that's not too bad, and I had already sort of gauged that was going to happen, but
Yeah.
I just don't
But
want
have
to
you got factored in every cost at this point,
No.
or there's still more to go?
Yeah, there's more.
So it could be potentially a lot more then.
It's all the little things that I haven't accounted for that I need to account for. Like I haven't done presents for the bridal party, like little things that I know that they'll end up being thousands by the time I've added them all together. So I'm trying to cut costs on some of the other things, still not skimming on those things though, but making sure that I don't spend the top budget I put in there at the moment, because I will be going way over.
Yeah, comes down to what sort of wedding do you want, what's most important to you, spending the money on the things that are going to make the difference on the day. So
Yes.
have we talked about entertainment and dancing and all that sort of thing? If that's super important to you, you've got to make sure your budget goes in on that. Or if florals are your thing and you want it to look really nice in regards to flowers and smells, then you've got to spend the money on important things like that. But I guess if you can take anything out of all this, it's doing your research, isn't it?
Do your research
because
and get
this
pricing.
is where you're getting this is where you're getting the shocks, where you're going, oh, I didn't realise the photographer was $10,000, or I didn't realise that the venue was going to cost me 20 and I thought it was only going to be 10.
Yeah, well, don't do your budget unless you worked out how much these things cost.
Do a lot of research first, work out what's most important to you, if it's flowers or photographers or bands or whatever it is. Pick those things first, make sure then you can afford those things, and then work out everything else from there. But if you don't do your research, how do you know? And we get it from our business, our Feel Good events. We give quotes to people for decor and styling, and they just don't realise the amount of labour and time and equipment
involves.
And so they do get a bit of a shock sometimes, and then they cut it back. Yeah.
Pinterest and Instagram and stuff like that, it's a great resource to find inspiration, but you also need to understand that a lot of those things that they post on there, like the grand setups, they cost a lot of money and time to install.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands.
So, don't get, I want that particular fairy light installation. The amount of times we've had people send photos of one particular fairy light installation that I want this, and I'm like, that's probably a $40,000 custom installation. So you can do things and scale them back and do something that would be within your budget, but you've got to be realistic about some of these things as well.